this?
How I got involved in this, I guess if you want to go back to the beginning, it would be a couple of records maybe when I was 18 or 19 years old. One was an LP on the Folkways label, which is the Country Blues, a thing Sam Charters put together. And it had on there, Lonnie Johnson and Robert Johnson and Blind Lemon Jefferson, a lot of the big names. But, it was me hearing them for the first time, and that sort of turned my head around. And then I started going out to the Raleigh flea market and finding odd things. And I didn't know much about the music, but I'd just see something with an odd name. I said, oh, this might be good. Wilmer Watson's Lonely Eagles, okay? Great rare hillbilly band, But at the time, it just was like, well, that's an interesting name. I'll take it. And then gradually just educating myself. And a lot of it, the education came from Dave Freeman's County label. As far as reissuing old hillbilly music, great resource. And in the realm of blues, it would be Nick Pearl's Yazoo label. So listening to all that stuff. And then when I'd go out to the flea market, I'd have a better idea of what to look for, Moved to California in the 80s and fell in with some really, really serious hardcore 78 collectors. And then I just had to really ramp it up, and really got sort of further educated in that situation. And then when I was living in California, I started getting really interested in, some of the North Carolina hillbilly music, and I'd come back here and go visit folks up in Ashe County, like I was just telling you, and start, interviewing these people about the records they made in the 20s and just what the whole scene was like back then. And I got all of this information together, all of this oral history that nobody had bothered to systematically collect before. And it was all about these guys from the 20s from Ashe County. So sort of the next logical step in my mind was put out a CD of this stuff, reissue the original 78s, all of which I had from that, geographical area. So that was the first CD. And that was about 1998.
And you just started doing this
music,
full time
music from the Lost Provinces. I thought it was going to be a one-shot deal.
Apparently not, yeah.
But it met with enough success that I said, well, I'll do one more. And then I did this album called Violins Sing the Blues for Me, which was black fiddle players. And for various reasons, that just sort of struck a chord with people. And it just got all this publicity and sales. And it's like suddenly it was like, hey, this one was actually fairly successful commercially. So decided to go on from there. Keep it going. So that's probably a lot more than you wanted.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect.